What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, and having a great day so far. It is time now for the Sunday weather update for Sunday, October 27th, 2024. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where I do the weather update with the 7 to 10 day weather forecast for the United States. And of course, we talk about other weather happenings around the world, and we talk about weather records. Today, we're going to start off with the Philippines, where yes, there has been a tropical storm. Then we're going to talk about the United States and also give the tropical weather update. So stick around. If you're new to my channel, subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and share this video with anyone you know. Alright, starting off with the Philippines. A tropical storm has hit there, and we mentioned this the other day, but there's an update now. At least 126 people are dead and missing in massive flooding and landslides in the Philippines. And take a look at this picture. This is just absolutely horrible what has happened here, the damage here. Considering this was not a typhoon, this is really impressive damage. It's just very sad to see. And it's been really an extreme weather year. All across the world, there have been a ton of extreme events. And just in the past week, there have been a ton of flooding events. Even Italy and France in the past week have also saw extreme flooding. Alright, we do have a record to report on in the United States for yesterday. Phoenix, Arizona, at the Sky Harbor Airport, reached 100 degrees. That's 15 degrees above normal, and that did set a new record for the date. The previous record was 98 degrees set back in 2001. And if you're someone thinking right now, well, that's normal. Phoenix hits 100 degrees quite often all the time. Okay, it's not normal for October 27th of 2024. That's actually very hot there for this time of year. As noted, it is by the National Weather Service. It is 15 degrees above normal. So that's Phoenix, Arizona, hitting a weather record yesterday. Taking a look at the latest satellite picture, we do see we have that old boundary in the south. We do have a couple little ripples of energy, one across the Carolinas and another one back across Oklahoma. All that is not going to cause much activity, and what's off the Carolinas will move off the coast. In the Pacific Northwest, we do have showers, and we'll take a look at that on radar. We can see Seattle is dealing with some showers, northern Idaho, portions of northern California, even up in Canada, Vancouver, you're dealing with some showers today. And here's those showers across Mississippi and Arkansas. Not expecting much out of that. And what's in the Carolinas is already starting to exit the coast. Taking a look at the national hazards, we do note that there are frost and freeze advisories up from portions of Virginia up into Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. Yes, it is going to get quite cold there tonight, so if you have any potted plants, you want to make sure you bring them inside tonight. We also do note in the Northeast, there is a red flag warning up for portions of New Hampshire, and there are red flag warnings up for portions of the Central Plains today, or I should say Northern Plains, in portions of Wyoming and Nebraska, and even South Dakota. So the wildfire risk, it does continue again today. Remember, it's been oh so dry. Taking a look in Hawaii, there was some flash flooding yesterday, and there continues to be flood watches up for today as well. So that's something you need to be mindful of. And we do see up in northwest portions of Washington, northern Washington, winter weather advisories are up. Yes, there could be some mountain snows. Even some mountain snows possible across portions of Montana. Alright, taking a look at the National Hurricane Center. They have now introduced a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days down in the Caribbean. GFS has been showing something there for days. It's been saying there will be a storm that develops, and it continues to do just that. But now some other guidance has come on to the idea. The Canadian model now shows development, and the European ensemble, which is what I am going to show you right now. And you will see here that there were several members. As we advance this, let's fast forward this into later next week. So here we go. We're right around Friday now. First off, it does show some sort of a low southeast of the Bahamas. We'll have to see if that actually happens. GFS has actually been showing 2 systems now. But here you go. Here's that system that the GFS was first focusing on, and it still is. It's now starting to show up on the European ensemble. And if I advance this further, you can see here, it does try to develop. And this is the 6Z run. Let's actually change this to the 0Z run, which goes out further. And you can see here, there are definitely indications that there could be a tropical system down in this area. So we really need to start paying attention. Let's switch over to the Canadian because this is new. The Canadian previously, as you can see here, really wasn't showing much of anything. Now it's starting to show a developing system, and a rather strong one at that. It does get close to major hurricane status at the end of its run, so it's something we're just going to have to keep an eye on. It's nothing to be alarmed over just yet if you're in the United States or if you're down in the Caribbean or Central Mexico or any of these areas. It's nothing to be too concerned with yet, but hey, the idea that something could develop over the next 7 days, it's starting to increase a little bit. All right, moving on now to the Weather Prediction Center, and take a look at this. We're expecting some heavy rainfall from portions of Texas on up to the Great Lakes. Some of this will be in the form of thunderstorms, so that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Well-needed rainfall as well, and heavy rainfall is expected in portions of the Pacific Northwest. There could be amounts of anywhere from 2 to 4 inches, with locally 5+ inches in the mountainous region. All right, taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center, let's back this up. No risk of severe weather for today or tomorrow. On Tuesday, a marginal risk has now been introduced for portions of Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, portions of Wisconsin, even South Dakota, and portions of Minnesota. It's just a 5% marginal risk. There could be isolated instances of hail and wind, and given it's a day 3 outlook for Tuesday, this could get upgraded in time to a slight risk. However, there is a much greater threat, or a better threat, I should say, of severe weather on day 4, which would be Wednesday, across portions of Texas, Oklahoma, even into portions of Nebraska, Arkansas, and Missouri, where there could be the threat of severe thunderstorms, isolated tornado, instances of hail and wind are possible. Definitely could be some damaging wind with this, and maybe even some isolated heavy rainfall. Let's take a look at the GFS now for all of these threats, and we can see here, starting off with what happens on Tuesday. You can see not much happens Tuesday night. You can see here, GFS is not all that impressed, but as we head into Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, look what happens here. We do have some expansive severe weather, and that even goes all the way up into portions like Chicago. You could see some severe weather because there'll be warm, moist air out ahead of this, and temperatures will be well into the 70s, localized 80s further south you go, and this front will start to move east, but it's going to take its time doing so. You can see here, we're now into Thursday night, and it still has not crossed Pennsylvania. Friday afternoon, finally it's crossing Pennsylvania. Maybe just some light showers. Philadelphia, you're going to break that record for driest October ever. But look behind us. Already, there is a return flow. And with that return flow, look what happens. More moisture, more energy, more chances for heavy rainfall and thunderstorms across portions of the plains. Look at that. As you can see, next Sunday, yes, that is a severe weather threat that we'll have to keep our eyes on, because if we take a look at the 500 millibar pattern here, you can see here, it's actually some impressive energy. There'll be some shear. Could be, yes, tornadoes, isolated tornadoes could be possible. And I know it's a week out, but look at the next day. So you can see continuous threats here. So it's going to get rather active as we get to, let's say, about the 7 to 10 day period. So that is something we're definitely going to keep our eyes on. And just real quickly, just to show you, the European as well is on a similar idea. You can see here, here's the Wednesday thunderstorm threat there. You can also see here on the European, some heavy rainfall does move into the Pacific Northwest. And once again, there's Wednesday evening. You can see there's that thunderstorm threat. And as we advance the European, yes, it is also showing second half of next weekend a very stormy setup for the plains with potential for severe weather. And let's just real quickly take a look at the total precipitation. Look at that. The midsections of the country through the Great Lakes. Beneficial, well-needed rainfall. And you can even see here, there is finally at least a 1/4 of an inch of rain for southeast Pennsylvania, and maybe close to that for New York City, and maybe isolated 1/2 inch amounts for western Pennsylvania. Mind you, this is spread out throughout the entire run. And you can also see here 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in the Pacific Northwest being advertised on the GFS. All right, quickly taking a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Well above average temperatures across portions of the Gulf Coast states like Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, it's going to be well above average. That is one thing that's not changing. Though it may get cool tonight across many places in the east, temperatures will still remain well above average, and I suspect there will be some records that get broken on Halloween. 6 to 10 day precipitation. You can see here in the plains, you do get much wetter. I just showed it to you on the models, and that's something that is definitely going to happen. Slightly above average in Hawaii, and above average precipitation for portions of Alaska. 8 to 14 days. We do have a slightly below average temperature area across portions of Arizona, down through, we'll say about Los Angeles and San Diego. Much of the rest of the country above average temperatures, and that does include portions of Hawaii and Alaska. 8 to 14 day precipitation. You can see here that Texas will be above average and slightly above average precipitation in the Northeast. Some of that energy that comes up from those train systems will make its way into the Northeast, and there will be at least some rain. I think it's too early to say if it'll be enough to be beneficial. Yesterday I hinted at the idea that there could be some, at least any rain is good rain. We'll have to see. Maybe there's some indications that a more organized system could set up, but again, this is 8 to 14 days. That could change, and at that point, the Pacific Northwest will get drier. You see below average precipitation expected at that point there. Alrighty, folks, that does it for the Sunday weather update. We'll have another one probably either tomorrow afternoon or Tuesday. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. Remember, you can follow me over on my X account, which is Climate Data Report, or even over on Blue Sky, which is also at Climate Data Report. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all again next time. Have a fantastic Sunday afternoon.